Hi T-Birds, this is Brandon Street. I'm the director of the Career Center here on campus. I'm excited to spend just a few minutes with you today talking about how to write an application. Now, it's important to remember the application is not just a means of providing information to an employer about who you are, but it's a great way for employers to filter through candidates to see who is a good fit. So writing an effective application takes some technique and some art, and we're going to talk a little about that today. So for an example, today we're going to use T-Bird Campus Jobs, and we'll find the application there, as it's very similar to many applications that you'll find in off-campus jobs as well. So let's click on T-Bird Campus Jobs. We're going to go to the first job on the list here, which is the Lock Shop Assistant for Facilities Management. Here, before we write the application, it's important to know as much as we can about the job. So things like, again, this is an on-campus job, it's student hourly, how many hours a week am I working? In this case, it's 20 hours during the fall and spring semesters, and it may include more hours during school breaks. The wage is $8.50 an hour. Now, again, the description and qualification is important, so get to know as much as you can about this to ensure you're a good fit, and so we can tailor the application to this. So a couple things that they're looking for, obviously, is someone who can communicate. They're going to be doing things like key cutting, door repair, etc. You need to have basic computer skills, including email, Microsoft Office, etc. Ability to operate basic hand tools, excellent communication skills, other duties as assigned. And you must be enrolled at least 12 credit hours during the fall and spring semesters. And this is all key information, again, as we fill out the application. So let's go to the application. You can do that here in T-Bird Campus Jobs by clicking Apply Now. Now, a few things I always remind students about, and often things that they stumble on, are things like, even simple things like employment sought. Now, in the job itself, I don't think it told us whether it was afternoon, morning, but if it did, we want to make sure that we match our employment sought with what the job is asking us to do. So if it was a swing shift or an afternoon, we'd probably want to make sure we indicate afternoon. If we only indicate morning or night, we probably will not be looked as a good candidate for the job. This job did include weekends, so we'd probably want to make sure we include that. Hours available. Again, let the job dictate what you should write here. This particular job, again, does not necessarily tell us hours or when you'll be working, but again, it does tell us it could be some weekends, during school breaks, things like that, and so we want to make sure we're available at those times. Date we can start. If you can start immediately, put that date. If you're not available until a certain date, make sure, again, you're matching the date of the job. And so if they're saying we want to start somebody on a certain date, you need to at least indicate you can start then. Don't put a date after that date. Are you employed now? It's okay to indicate whether yes or no on this, just to make sure, just as with any document for a job, make sure you're honest in whatever you put. If you are, can they contact your employer? Do you feel comfortable with them reaching out and almost asking some questions in regards to them being a reference? Have you ever been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor in the next one? Both of these can be stumbling blocks for people. One thing I usually recommend to people, again, be honest. If you have had a felony, just indicate yes. But this is a great place then below to tell them that that you're somebody who's changed. You'd really like the opportunity to meet them so you can prove yourself as a good candidate for the job. Now the question, why do you want this job? I've seen answers anywhere from, I need money to pay for rent, or I need food, things like that, or I need a job. Those are not good reasons to give you the job. And so right here, what we really want to do is match ourselves to the job. So again, they indicated some things that they're looking for in a good candidate. Why not put things like here, I feel like I'm a good match as I have good communication skills. I've used simple hand tools before. I can operate a computer, including Microsoft Office and email. Now, in this particular application, they want you to you have to at least upload a resume. And we're going to talk about how to tailor a resume later. But there's other things like cover letter, class schedule, other files. Please, again, make sure if they've indicated specifically any information about how to apply, that you're providing the information they asked for. It might be wise to provide your schedule here because they said you need to at least be in 12 credits hours during the fall and spring semester. So probably providing a class schedule is important to show that you are enrolled in 12 credit hours. Again, always follow the direction of the employer and that which you find in the job description. Also, if you're writing an application by hand and you do not have good handwriting, if there is an option to do that on a computer or electronically, take that option. Present yourself as professional as possible. If you are forced to write it by hand, please don't use like a purple pen or something like that, but make sure that you're using a standard black pen. Write as sharply and cleanly as possible so they can read what you're saying and you present yourself professionally. Now remember, we're here in the Career Center to help you, and so if you need additional help, you can find our information in the closing page of this video. We'd be glad to meet with you and help you. Have a great day, and go T-Birds.